All right, guys, welcome back. This is the last part of the series. I want to say shout out for Chocolate Ross. I want to say appreciate you guys for watching this with me, man. It's been a good one. I like doing these documentaries, man, because they good and then they also help you out. So like really know about people's cities and where they come from and saying what cliques they mess with, what gangs they, you know what I'm saying, like that. Been crazy, man. Like some of these rappers, man, that passed away from this series. That if you guys watch my other stuff, they young, like they young, man. Like Mickal Money, boy, was 18 years old, born in 2003, 18. Boy, his life hasn't really like started. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so we started out to say RPs to everybody in this document that lost their life. Let's go and finish this out. It's the last part. It's the part 4. So it's the last part, y'all.
Was active in the gang since 14 years old and definitely has over 4 confirmed bodies, and with rumours also claiming that Curry B might have been the trigger man on the Mickal Money hit, or at least having dissed him brutally after his death, all pointed to his brother Yellow Tape having an extremely personal motive for arranging the murder, with one Reddit post claiming that Curry had put a death sentence on himself when he dissed Mickal. Another Reddit post would claim that Curry had killed another guy called Veto, whose real name was Victor Williams. However, Veto actually died under mysterious circumstances back in 2020, as he was found dead together with 27-year-old Lyft driver Andrew Amir. Amir's murder would later lead to a landmark victory in a case concerning the safety of rideshare drivers, with the news reports also mentioning the names of 2 teenagers who had attempted to rob him in the lead up to his murder. And while these reports don't mention what happened to Veto, Reddit rumors claim that he indeed did die while also participating in the robbery, although these claims are not verified. However, the same Redditor would claim that Curry did admit that members of 48 Shreve were behind several other murders of members from different hoods that he had dissed with very specific lyrics in his songs, giving possible motives to many different hoods to take him out. Others would also post tribute to the trio, Justo, PJ, and Curry, who had now all lost their lives, with one of the pictures showing all 3 of them cracking 4s, which is a diss towards the many different hoods who rep the number 4. Meanwhile, Curry's friends would pay their respects to him by releasing his posthumous music video with the rapper Rambo, titled Breaking Me Down, which ends with a fitting tribute to Curry, with all of his friends rapping along while showing their guns to the camera. But they weren't just planning on waving the guns around for the camera, as after Curry's death, they would form a clique known as Bop Block in his honor, which would also become known as BPG, or the Back Pocket Gang, a crew dedicated to making sure that Curry B's killers felt their pain. And already on the same month, on October the 24th, 2023, the retaliation would allegedly begin. That afternoon, just after 3 p.m, 20-year-old Callie Fours, real name Calvin Kelly, was on the 4200 block of Shreve Avenue when an altercation would take place. He would be shot in the head just blocks from his own home. Callie would be rushed to the hospital, clinging to his life for 5 hours before tragically succumbing to his injuries. The shooter would later be identified as a 17-year-old member of 48 Shreve named Tabari Freeman, known on the streets by the bizarre nickname Turkey Butt, or TB for short, a nickname that seems almost comical at first without context, but becomes a lot more ominous when you learn that a turkey butt is actually a nickname for a switch, the illegal device that turns a regular Glock into a fully automatic machine gun. And if there was one thing that TB loved more than anything, it was apparently switches. He'd even dropped a song called Switch Everyone, rapping about exactly what he had planned to do with his favorite toy, and unfortunately for Callie, it was the very same device that would end up taking his life. As the rumors go, Callie had been out borrowing money from the rapper C-Money, not realizing that his hood the 4, aka Foreside, had been dissing Curry B, and when he arrived to meet him at their local store called Sam's, TB shot him in the face with a switch. However, another post would claim that TB actually saw Callie trolling Curry B at Sam's, pulling up immediately, at which point Callie opened fire first, and TB shot back in self-defense. C-Money would later diss Callie, rapping how he thought TB was just playing, but instead he caught a bullet to the eye. TB was arrested and held in juvenile detention for the murder, and he would later jump on Instagram Live with Mo P to diss their ops from behind bars, calling them fake and claiming they'd never actually done anything real in the streets.
Try what out if you never, I swear to God, you never dropped a lower, you never asked to bump or nothing. How I'ma try something out and you never explain it was fake. Look at your fake on. I hate that fake. You just want to be the next talk about. They fake. Never been on. None of y'all been trying to shoot y'all guns.
Yeah, you know what would be crazy too is these motherfuckers is like they close to each other, man. Like they are so close to each other, like they like really close to each other, like they can like walk to another block. That's literally how bad it is and how close they are. Not just St. Louis, but everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Every state, you know what I'm saying, has gangs, but like, damn, missing, man, like, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't never dropped your law on no fake.
Yeah, you gonna be on, can't entertain it, you know what I'm saying? Them bro, don't got no paper. Them niggas don't got no heads. They partners be dying. We be the that's pushing on them switches and drakes. You know what I'm talking about? Them bro, I don't even know how you entertain they.
But then, on February the 3rd, 2024, TB would somehow manage to escape from the juvenile detention facility located on Enright Avenue.
It's been more than 24 hours since the teens escaped from the juvenile detention center on Enright, and authorities still have not released his name to the public.
The 17-year-old arrested for Kelly's murder has been held at the juvenile detention center since December 8th. A statement from the 22nd Judicial Circuit said police and court staff are reviewing how he escaped. Surveillance footage showed he rolled under a security gate in the parking garage.
For nearly a month, St. Louis had an escaped killer moving through its streets, but then on February the 27th, that manhunt would come to an end as TB was recaptured and returned to custody. And while he sat behind bars, Mo P took to Instagram with a heartfelt tribute about missing the time that they had spent together on the St. Louis streets, sliding and chasing their ops down, while telling that TB was actually his inspiration to keep rapping and that he could call him anytime. And in no time, he would be back out on the streets doing what he loved most: snatching souls. By April, TB would be slammed with adult charges for second-degree murder, first-degree assault, and 2 counts of armed criminal action. But by a miracle, he would later walk away with just a 3-year sentence after pleading guilty to second-degree involuntary manslaughter in March 2025, with some saying that he had a solid self-defense case based on a version of events where...
Damn, he only got 3 years? He good. He probably out now. Well, it depends what time he was charged. But he probably out now, if we're being honest. Damn. Hey, you got lucky, man. He only got some plea deal on 3 years. That's good. Because sometimes they try to charge you with 25 plus years. And you know what I'm saying, he only got 3, so he good. You know what I'm saying? But then they say he like being in the streets. I'm saying they say he like being in the streets, so you know what I mean?
Callie had been the first to shoot and that he would have gotten time served if he hadn't escaped custody. Callie's family watched the plea deal unfold and would express their dissatisfaction with the 3-year sentence, feeling that justice had failed them and their son. Meanwhile, the aftermath of Curry B's murder was far from over, and 2024 would see the consequences of this hit playing out in the streets and the music more and more. In April, Mo P dropped a track called EBK, a tribute to his fallen homies like Curry B, PJ, and Justo, while also being a savage diss to all of the rival hoods that they were beefing with, true to the meaning of the title EBK, or Everybody Killer. Members of 57 Floyd from the Six would respond to this video with a video of their own, not just dissing PJ, Justo, and Curry, but also printing Curry B's face on a t-shirt just to burn it on camera. In this same song titled World War III, they would also take part in not just dissing Curry, but also PJ and Justo, with Hothead Capone actually rapping that he's posted with the killer of PJ and appears to take full responsibility for his gang killing Justo and PJ. Nudie Six would continue the dissing, also saying how he's smoking with PJ's killer and how Curry got hit with a switch, so no wonder he was screaming when he first got hit, as well as saying how he's now smoking him and saying his name because he knows how mad it makes Curry's friends. But of course, the beef wouldn't just stay online, as there were also allegedly several shooting incidents between Mo P's crew and the Six, with the rapper Man Man 6 allegedly getting shot in the leg in his own hood after first lurking through 48 Shreve's hood himself.
Y'all see where the see where Mo P at. It's not no 3 in the morning. It's not 3 in the morning. It's 9 o'clock. Nobody at the Sam's, man. On Anderson. All right.
Some people on Reddit would be confused by this, asking why Shreve was sliding on the Six and not the O, who they considered to be behind the murder of Curry, while others would respond that they were likely also sliding on the O, but they just weren't broadcasting that on the internet. Around this time, a new alliance would also be formed, as 48 Shreve, aka Ando, would link up with the 14 Jects, aka Tiger Town, Bloodhood located in the Peabody Projects near downtown St. Louis, this alliance going by the name 1448.
He got this backpack. You know, hey, what the going on? Why do they got Mo P in the Jets, man? We too
Happens to the Jets. And this where all the parties is.
Yeah. So
Down with my daddy.
you better blow that boy.
Then in June 2024,
Seems like St. Louis is just gangland, gang. It's just gangland. Like everywhere you go, like is there some parts of St. Louis that's safe, or is all St. Louis just gangland, gang territory where it's not safe? Like is it like it's like some parts? Well, what they say up north is where the black people be, and down south is where the white. So is there any good parts about St. Louis? Or is all of St. Louis like bad for real? You know what I'm saying? Let me know down below, y'all.
Another name would be added to St. Louis's growing list of young casualties. This time, it was Spinner K, real name Caryon Harmon, a rapper from a clique known as 200 MBG, who were affiliated with the Six and had been dissing Mo P and 48 Shreve for months. This beef had gotten particularly personal when Spinner K had posted a photo of Curry B's lifeless body online, mocking his death. On the evening of June the 5th, 2024, Spinner K was caught in a double shooting along Interstate 70 while he was driving with a 21-year-old woman.
Louis police are searching for clues in a deadly shooting. Police say 2 people who have been shot managed to get to SLU Hospital, but right now officers are trying to figure out just exactly where the shooting happened. Police say a man was killed and a woman was injured. The woman is listed in stable condition.
The shooter fired 9 bullets across the highway, with Spinner K taking a fatal shot to the head and the woman suffering a graze wound to her head. Both wounded victims would arrive at the hospital, and while the woman would be later listed in a stable condition, Spinner K wouldn't be so lucky and he would pass away. According to one rumor, he had been set up by a girl who had given up his location to a member affiliated with 1448, who had then caught Spinner on the highway with other members and taken his life, with the murder allegedly taking place soon.
See, man, I feel like if you in the streets, you in the gang, bro, you should watch who you with, bro, especially females. Females be the main ones that's going to set you up, especially like if they fucking with your ops or whatever, or they know your ops, bro. Most likely she probably did it for some money, gang. Most likely she probably did it for some money, gang. Like, that's what I don't know how these rappers, especially rappers that know they be in the streets, like these females, you got to watch it for because they be the main ones that will set you up, bro. Like, that will set you up. That's why you got to watch your surroundings. You got to look to her because usually when somebody's going to set you up, they're usually looking at their phone like a lot. Text somebody. And that's why, like, you really got to look like, you really got to peep that. You know what I'm saying? You got to peep. You feel me? Because that's how to get you. Like, some real shit. Like, crazy.
After the 1448 alliance had started, the Reddit detectives would even point out specific names, including members from Mo P's Back Pocket clique and their affiliates, while others would create intricate theories about how a member of the 14 Jects had perhaps gotten the location from the girl and then gave it to the Back Pocket clique members as an act of loyalty towards their new alliance. Whatever the truth may be, 1448 members would later drop a song seemingly claiming responsibility for killing not just Spinner K, but also several other ops. Mo P, on the other hand, would waste no time jumping on Instagram and mocking Spinner K for dissing Curry B before meeting his own demise. But while Mo P was quick to troll his ops, he would also be trolled back, as he would become known for talking crazy during his Instagram lives, giving plenty of ammo for both his ops and his online trolls.
And Brisky, you on her? On my soul. Yeah. We really in here with killers, cuz. Y'all know what the we really be on, bro. Look. Stop playing with us like we don't really.
And Mo P on her? I'm in a room with killers.
Meanwhile, in the aftermath of Spinner K's murder, a bunch of 1448 block parties would allegedly get shot up in retaliation, with C4 Murder, a rapper from the 1100 murder side, even bragging about shooting up one of the parties solo by himself.
I just burnt downtown up, gang on John. C4 John Wicked, my son, solo dolo. Faking, 1448K. Oh my.
Mo P, on the other hand, would film himself on the murder side block.
These eyes, these bullshit. At least we ain't for real. 1448.
1448, God. If I ain't reach you, you gon' die. This. Y'all seen them?
As time passed, it seemed that Mo P was slowly getting consumed by all of the beefs that he had started around the city, engaging in out-of-control online back and forths with his ops on a regular basis.
Don't none of y'all want to kill nobody, though. What's up?
They record going, they ops block, like, ready to get somebody, like, ready to kill somebody, man, like, whoo, man, dangerous game, dude.
Who dead? Man, I'm trying to kill somebody. Drop your mama low. On my granny, so I straight pull up on live. On my mama, I'm coming through there. Go back live for me. I can't go live, bro. I'm coming through there. His mama low, and we gonna all pull up to you. Gonna go back live right now on my granny. One of these. Or one of these. Or one of them. I got hell of today, man. I'm trying to crash on live. Bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Let me know you outside. Then your kid live talking about all them guns, and we are the same guns. Get your on. Let's
You
sit
know,
your soft
tied to
spittle
him,
on green. On green. I'm the who sent you to the spittle on green. I ain't finna argue with you, gang. You lucky you ain't dead. On bro. Not on soft.
not on
no on bro grade. You never
really in
you
St.
cried.
Louis.
When your
and you
partner
not
died,
here.
you cried. When your partner died, you cried. Shut Lil M gang get clean. Nobody pay you real. I pay you real.
In September 2024, it was 20 Gang who decided to apply pressure, as their rappers Loso Dub, Smokey Dub, BN1N9, and Mega G would release a dedicated diss track towards 1448 titled 1448K or 1448 Killer, while Mo P and other 1448 rappers would seemingly respond back a few months later with their song titled simply 1448. But out of all the beefs that Mo P was getting wrapped up in, perhaps the most unfortunate was his beef with the YouTuber Nico Nell Media, who would go public with claims that Mo P had basically played him by signing to a label and selling away his catalogue, after Nico had worked so hard to help launch Mo P's career without getting much out of it in return.
The drop, I heard it. It was fire. $100. I'm holding the drop. I'ma let it go. So I let the drop go. I let it go. He turns up. He turns up on my acapella series. Fresh paid for the videos his sons was in. Fresh didn't pay for Mo P individual videos. Mo P got a full video catalog that nothing paid for but back ends. And stop saying I got just back ends, you stupid who don't know $1 about YouTube, $1 about Spotify, $1 about. If I was out here winning royalties, I wouldn't be driving no old ass Altima. Let's get the out of here. I ain't winning off. So let me tell you how that.
This nigga right here on the right look like Tobias was from Black Lightning. If y'all ever watched Black Lightning, the series Black Lightning, then the nigga right here look like Tobias was. Y'all know Tobias, that nigga was.
Works. You sell the music to the label, now they get the money. Nico don't get the YouTube. Nico don't get the Spotify. Nico don't get. He don't recoup. It's videos I paid for Mo P. He got directors sitting in the cut. I'm not gonna recoup from. His managers, them ain't come and throw me no paper, even though they said they would. So be solid. It's about being a solid. It's about knowing that albino that met you in the alley, that put his heart behind you. Girl, that argued with his girl about putting you on cell phone bills when you didn't want to stay with Fresh, that had his son room getting clinked out for you, that felt bad to ever send you back over there. And you gonna play with me? Don't play with me. Ain't none of y'all playing with me no more. On my son, I'm standing up for myself, because the city full of fake ass, and not a real top. How you like it, motherfucker? And I speak my own truth. The live over.
In interviews, Nico would explain the matter.
I understand. You know what I'm saying? He probably seemed like, I think what he said is, you know what I'm saying, he was helping him. And as soon as Mo P, you know what I'm saying, probably get big or with the rapping and labels, now he's trying to cut him out. It's like, what he said in the real world is when you try to help people, and then when they get to a certain level, they're gonna cut you out and act like you never helped them before. What he's trying to say. So he's mad, like, damn, like I helped you, my nigga. You trying to cut me out? Like, that's what he's pretty much trying to say.
Further, telling how it had been him that had gotten Mo P the appearance in the Tommy G video, which now has over 12 million views.
They ain't gonna tell you what I did when they was hungry and they was scrambling. And I was scrambling too, gang. Maxing out them cars, doing for their careers, giving catalogs, putting them in front of Tommy G. Hold on, Wicked. I ain't gonna put it on the cam, but you know, who just called me the other night, gang? Just checking on me. Wellness checks. These I know these Wicked. You see what I'm saying? I think Nico do. What that say, Wicked? What that name is? That's Tommy G, man. He ain't know you. Fat Vanessa. Mo P, clear the street. Spitting all over. He know you, boy. He knew me. Stop playing with me, boy. I gave you that career.
It's unfortunately not uncommon for artists to forget the people who were there with them in the beginning when they had nothing. But when you come from somewhere as treacherous as the streets of St. Louis, maybe it feels like you have to be a little grimy to survive and get the resources you need. For now, despite the chaos and violence constantly surrounding him, Mo P's music career has kept climbing, his videos racking up hundreds of thousands of views, while his steady stream of releases has continued to pull in tens of thousands of monthly listeners on streaming platforms, while also still paying tribute to Curry B, constantly playing his music under old videos of them smoking and toting guns, and even teasing new music with him, like the song Uber Boy Part 2, a sequel to their earlier popular song. But unfortunately for Mo P, he's not the only one getting some motion, as over in the rival hood of Murderside, one of Mo P's biggest ops is making a name for himself, both in the music and in the streets. So next, we'll take a closer look at one of the oldest gang wars in the St. Louis underworld that's still going on.
Look at this shit, y'all. Like, that's not even... Y'all might think that is literally walking distance. This literally, look at this shit. They right there, the Jacks, whatever the name is. They got the murders, how you say it? Bro, that is literally walking distance, gang. Like, look at that. And then, I don't know who Fresh On is. I don't know if Fresh On beef with them or, bro, they right, like, look at that, y'all. They right there, close. Oh man.
This is the war between 1100 Murderside and the 14 Jets. It's the 4th of July in St. Louis in 2017, and while most of America is celebrating with fireworks and barbecues, the Peabody projects in St. Louis are about to witness a different kind of explosion. At around 11:30 p.m., gunshots rang out on the 1400 block of Keelty Lane, right in the heart of the projects, and as police would arrive on the scene moments later, they would find 29-year-old Tiger, real name Brian Mitchell, with a gunshot wound to his abdomen. He was later rushed to the hospital, where he would tragically succumb to his injuries, and in the aftermath of his death, the Jets would take on the name Tiger Town in his honor, a name that the hood is still known by. Tiger's death was a significant loss for his hood, which is why he would become so memorialized. But unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, it was just one victim in a decades-long war between two hoods, which is one of the most infamous in the city's history. This is the war between two hoods, the first one being the 14 Jets, aka the Jets or Projects, located in the Clinton Peabody projects in the neighboring houses, who identify with the number 14, which comes from the 14th Street that cuts through their hood, as well as the 1400 block where the projects are located. This hood has also been known as 1400 Brick City, this name logically coming from the red bricks that the projects were made of, with members still repping this name proudly on t-shirts. The second hood is located right across Old Route 66, this being the 1100 Murderside, aka the Murders or New Houses, the 9 Deuce Bloods, who particularly rep the intersection of the 11th Street and Hickory Street in the LaSalle Park neighborhood, where the LaSalle Park Apartments projects is located, as shown by the rapper C4 Murder in his vlog with TJ Films.
Explain where we at though, where we at right here?
Right here in the
Murder side. This the county or the city?
This the city. We downtown St. Louis.
So we downtown
on south side, basically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So this downtown,
bro,
like it's like on the border.
Hold on. That's supposed to be the projects? Bro, these houses look good.
You right.
They look good though. These
so
are projects.
What all the hoods surrounding y'all?
These are projects. There's no way. Bro, these they look like it looks like it's upstairs too as well. Like, these look nice. I'm not lying. Like, these look nice.
People on Reddit are particularly interested in this conflict, with posts commonly asking about the current score between these two factions. While some claim it's hard to know because both sides are commonly claiming bodies that aren't theirs, the roots of this conflict can allegedly be traced all the way back to the early 1990s, when gangsters from Los Angeles first touched down in St. Louis, with an Inglewood family gangster blood member, OG Scoop, being allegedly the one to transport the Bloods to the Peabody projects. While the LA gang culture was also spreading to the neighboring projects, including the former Darst and Webb buildings and the neighboring LaSalle Park apartments, which were also known as the New Houses, as they were built later than the projects in the Peabody Darst Webb neighborhood. During this time, these projects were transformed into Blood and Crip strongholds linked to gangs like the Inglewood and Bishop Bloods, as well as the East Coast neighborhood and Long Beach Crips, turning the area into a gang war zone that is fueled by a feud that still burns today even after 2 decades. While it's not entirely clear how the war between the Jets and the Murders started, first-hand accounts from locals confirms that it goes all the way back to the 90s.
And Tiger brother, big brother Lil Greg, he got killed over in the New Houses. I don't know which one happened first, but I know that the New Houses tried to slide on the Peabodys, and Freddie ended up getting killed.
To put the multi-generational effects of this war into perspective, Lil Greg, who was killed already in the 90s, was allegedly the older brother of Tiger, killed in 2017, as well as allegedly being the uncle of a later Jax rapper called Born Thurl-Leesky. Over the years, the sliding between these two hoods became what seemed like an endless cycle, until an OG finally stepped in to squash the beef.
You know, like, that was in the 90s, and then they was just going back and forth. The Peabodys and the Murders were just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And my uncle, you know, he got to that, like, y'all ain't finna keep doing this. These little kids out here playing. So he made them get in the field. He took told them no guns. He's the only one that had a gun, and he made them fight. And after that, everything was cool.
Around the same time, the Peabody projects became associated with none other than Demetrius Flannery, better known in the streets.
Y'all know BMF. Okay, this where it starts with BMF. Cause y'all know, if y'all watch BMF, remember how they went to St. Louis? Damn, this nigga was What?
As Big Meech, the leader of the Black Mafia family drug empire. Meech and his brother had started their drug business in Detroit before building one of the largest drug trafficking empires in American history, taking over Atlanta and moving thousands of kilos of cocaine monthly across 11 cities, including St. Louis. In the Lou, Meech's main contact was a man named Dion Gatling, better known as Cuffy, who was a Peabody Projects native and used the locals to run his...
Yo! They put like in St. Louis, like they show you like oh damn. I think they said Peabody and BMF. I think it's Peabody Projects. Pretty sure.
Day-to-day operations, as explained in the Brighter Side of Blue podcast.
No. That was in Atlanta. Never mind, not St. Louis. Never mind.
By a former officer from St. Louis who was in charge of investigating the Cuffy's Peabody operation.
One of the things we're trying to do here is kind of flush out how the BMF started and how St. Louis played such a pivotal role in it. And one of the things that I think is really interesting is what level were they at when you were dealing with them in the 90s? Was it organized? Was it not organized? Were they street guys? Were they already moving, 20, 30 bricks?
I think when it first started, when I was involved with them, they were the street guys. They were the little guys doing it. And then Cuffy kind of was like a businessman. Cuffy never was involved with touching the dope. He was never involved with what that I knew of.
Okay.
With as far as the gun part of it, that was always Kevin Gayton and his other guys. And I think Cuffy treated it as a business. And then towards the end of my involvement in the Peabodys with them is when Cuffy gets hooked up with the Fish House guy, Jerry Brown. And I think that's when it started to grow. And then later on, when I was in intelligence, is when I found out that Cuffy was hooked into the BMF.
All of the money coming in made the peace between the Jecks and the murders not only preferable, but extremely profitable. As well as into the 2000s, members from both sides even crossed lines and formed joint cliques, with many of the older members still apparently holding close friendships.
Our generation, like even to this day, our generation still, I be over the new houses every day. I be on the murders every day.
The younger generations too were seen pictured together as teenagers, but like often with
back then when they actually be cool. See, that's what I said, like probably some gangs back in the 90s and 2000s, they probably used to be cool with each other. But the thing is it's the newer generation. It's like the people coming up after them. It's like the newer generation, the youth coming up after them that the beef is gonna start again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just said they used to be cool back in the 90s, but now it's shit. Now they trying to kill each other again. And it's the younger people. It's not the older. It's not the OGs. It's the younger people now. The OGs, they still cool with each other from each side, but you know what I'm saying?
Gangs, the peace would only be temporary, and eventually the newer generation would bring the war back bloodier than ever. While on the music side, both hoods would also produce numerous rising stars who would represent their side of the rivalry in the St. Louis drill scene, including rappers from the murder side like C4 Murder, who began rapping after Rondo died in 2017.
I wasn't even out here all the way in it till like Rondo died. When Rondo died 2017, that's when I started really knowing who is, moving around and getting out the hood.
C4 would go on to release hits like Summon Slight, Locked In, and Murderside Island that have all gathered over hundreds of thousands of views. There's also Pistol P Presto, Mally G, and Robbo Murder, while on the Jex side, there are rappers like Jizzle Bucks, PYG Wayne, Bornthol Leesky, PYG Ches, Big Reg Waller, and Lil B. Over the years, the drill scene would gain enough tension that even the late Chicago drill legend King Von would connect with members from the Jex during this time, but both sides would also suffer tragic losses that would fuel the ongoing gang conflicts, with Murderside losing members like Rondo, real name Anton Butts, who had been shot in August 2016 and would finally succumb to his injuries in March 2017, and LeJohn, real name John Frost, who was shot and killed in February 2017, while the Jects would lose Tiger in the incident that would arguably blow the war between these two factions back wide open. However, it was 2 years later that a new major explosion of violence came, and this time it was triggered by the music. In September 2019, PYG Wayne and Bornthol Leesky from the Jects would drop a track called Terrorist Attack, where they would take shots at a whole host of ops, including of course the murder side, as they would take shots dissing their dead members like Rondo. The track would turn out to be a hit, racking up almost 1 million views.
So y'all, the thing is, like, two sides that was beefing for a long time, they can squash it. It just depends if they want to squash it. Like, all this gang beef you see, bro, it can be squashed. Hey, I know there's bloodshed. Like you just seen the Jets and Murder side in the 90s, they had bloodshed between them, but they, you know what I'm saying, they stopped the beef and they pieced together. Like, you know what I'm saying? But all this gang shit that you beefing, like how people used to be cool, now they beefing each other, like that, all that shit can stop. It's just, you know what I'm saying, it can stop, but the youth, there's no OGs, there's no more OGs out here to tell them, hey y'all, man, y'all heard being stupid, man, what the fuck y'all niggas doing? You know what I'm saying? All the OGs is locked up. This is pretty much how the feds, how the cops, you know what I'm saying, keep the attack going. It's because all the OGs, they locked up. So there's no OGs, bro. All the youngins, bro, they're not gonna listen to nobody. They're not gonna listen to nobody. That's why in Chicago, anywhere, St. Louis, Detroit, like whatever, Baltimore, like they keep on going. All the OGs locked up for years and years, not getting out. You know what I'm saying? If there's OGs, maybe it'll die down, but probably not. You know what I'm saying? Because the youngins out here don't give a fuck about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
YouTube, but at the same time, it would also put a huge target on their back, and just a few weeks later, police would respond to gunshots fired in the 1400 block of Hickory Lane in the heart of the Jects. Upon arrival, the rapper Bonthel Leesky, real name LeBaron Jackson, was found shot in the back of the head and pronounced dead at the scene. The loss of the talented drill rapper was a huge hit to the Jects, but even more painful was the way that he allegedly died, as Leesky was rumored to have been accidentally shot in the back of the head by one of his own gang during a shootout with the ops from Murderside. This would give Murderside all the ammunition they needed to mock the Jects, with the rapper Robo Murder even posting a reenactment of Leesky's death on Instagram.
Hey man, I shoot the Mac 45.
However, it would allegedly take only 3 days for the Jects to have their revenge plot in motion, and on the 22nd of September 2019, in a neighborhood in North St. Louis, miles away from the Jects and Murderside territories, 2 men drove by a house before parking their car behind it and then approached the front porch where they would open fire at 2 people, killing 29-year-old Elliot Massey. However, as the GoFundMe page for Massey would later reveal, he was allegedly an innocent victim, killed in a shooting meant for someone else. Moreover, the murder was captured on surveillance video, and only days later, 18-year-old Sanchez Swink, better known as the rapper PYB Chez, was arrested and charged with the murder of Massey, later receiving a 22-year sentence after pleading guilty to the crime. But the violence wasn't finished. In 2021, another rapper from the terrorist attack song, PYG Wayne, would become the final direct casualty of the chaos that his own song had unleashed, as he would be found dead near a bullet-ridden vehicle, this becoming yet another murder to take place right in the middle of the Jects, which helps to explain how the Peabody Projects would in 2020.
That's the one thing, man. That's also dangerous. It's the music behind it. It's the music behind it, and don't let this song go viral, man. Don't let this song go viral, man. Like, bro, if you let the song go viral, when the song goes viral, it's gonna be worse. Once you drop a song that's disrespectful and you dissing your ops, you know, like that, bro, sooner or later they gonna try to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're saying, if y'all know Chicago, what's his name that dropped No Competition? Like a diss to Lil Durk. I forgot what his name was, but I think he was a blood brother. He was the brother of Tuka. I think it was Lil Mark. Yeah, Lil Mark. Remember Lil Mark dropped No Competition, dissing his ops. Dead's people, man. RP to them, man. He was dissing them crazy. Y'all know the song that, remember, y'all know he was on live with Lil Reese talking about they gonna get him. And they said like 3 days later after his song dropped, they got him at the bus stop. Like, you know, shit. Telling you, bro, the music is literally behind this shit too as well, you know what I'm saying?
Be labeled as the second most dangerous neighborhood in the entire country. The feds would later get involved in the investigation of Wayne's murder, and in 2024, the shooters were eventually identified and indicted, not just for murder, but murder for hire, with one of these suspects allegedly being a rapper known as Boo Driller or Boo Man, while the second suspect would allegedly be a man known as Peasy, a member of the legendary St. Louis drill crew AMR, or Ammunition Money Respect. While the murder side may not have been involved in the hit, at least not directly, in the end, the violence and chaos that the terrorist attack song had set in motion had claimed its final victim, but that hasn't unfortunately stopped the violence, and more recently, as mentioned earlier in the video, the Jects have become heavily affiliated with the 48 Shreve Hood from Northside, a hood that has suffered tragic losses over the years, which is reflected in the many names that it has, such as PJ Gang, Justo World, and Botway. The Jects would also become close with the cliques affiliated with Shreve, like Back Pocket Gang, and together with these different factions would create an alliance called 1448, which has brought wild cards like the rapper Mo P, who identified as EBK or Everybody Killer, into the mix, further turning up the beef with Murderside. side. The intensity and organization of this alliance was captured in a menacing TJ Films hood vlog showing 1448 members patrolling their territory while openly displaying heavy artillery. They would also explain how the 14 Jects are Bloods, while 48 Shreve are rolling 60s, which makes 1448 a Blood and Crip alliance as well. Unfortunately, it was only a matter of time before this alliance proved very dangerous. In May 2024, the murder side would begin to apply pressure on 48 Shreve, dropping a scathing diss track called Purge on Shreve, where they would diss their dead members like Curry B, PJ, and Justo. In the summer of 2024, the rapper C4 Murder from the murder side would allegedly slide through the Peabody projects with his girlfriend shooting at 1448 members before running off and leaving his girlfriend behind, later taking to Instagram to brag about his mission.
I just burnt downtown enough, gang on John. C4 John Wick and my son, Solo Dolo. Faking 1448K on my son.
Meanwhile, Mo P would respond back and claim that C4 had dropped his phone on the drill before telling him to shoot back next time. What Mo P didn't mention to an end, leading to numerous back and forths on social media where these former friends would exchange disses towards each other.
What makes you think my views come from y'all? What the, if anything, we turned y'all up.
Y'all never turned us up, gang.
I can't even say
with each other hard, bro.
I can't even say I turned you up because, bro, y'all
just knew we each other, bro. That's it. That's all. That's all we gotta leave it. Like, yeah, the murder side.
Like I said, man, people out, like, they become homies. They used to be homies. Like, I don't know how they used to be homies. Now they not. Now they dissing each other, dissing each other's dashes. You know what I'm saying?
6 locked in. You know, that's all they do, gang.
You making it seem, you making it all. Look,
nobody
make it look. Look on the bud, cuz you on this in the scene like, y'all turned us up.
I never said we turned y'all up, cuz. I'm telling you, gang. Listen to me. That's why I said you go make it.
My engine too loud. My bad. What you say?
You go make it up. Like I'm saying, I told you, everybody just knew we each other good. I said we dropped some hard together, gang. That's all I said, bro. You make it up and you go tell people it's fake. That's why it's going on right now.
Let's get this shit popping, okay? Let's get it rocking.
All these you got on live the same peace treating in my inbox on Richard.
Oh,
first
off, on KB.
First off, and you ain't paid for John, you never paid for me no clothes, no nothing. You don't got a cap on live about you trolling.
C4.
John,
piss me the because you a fan. C4, you be tripping, man. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Fake, bro, get your song. You know what's up for real. You a core, nigga. Oh, real. Now you know I wouldn't let nobody diss y'all, but y'all be the you ain't never captured. You ain't never touched no book. You can't drive car to save your life. So what you doing on real? Okay, I'm out here right now on real. We can, man. He got LeBron high. I ain't gonna lie.
No, Nudie talking high. Nudie ain't got no hood. Nudie ain't got no hood. Nudie ain't got no hood. Right now. He block hopping, couldn't he? Where the they all together with y'all.
Thankfully, this beef hasn't turned deadly so far, and at least for now, it seems that the violence in St. Louis overall may be winding down considerably, with crime in the city being down double digits during the first half of 2025.
St. Louis City crime data indicates a decline in crime. Yeah, they've been looking at that data. They said this happened in the first 3 months of this year. The city...
the crime went down. How long is that gonna last? That's the question. How long is the crime gonna be down? Because crime can be down, and then shit, bro. When summer comes back, shit might gonna be hot again. You know what I'm saying?
Reports the lowest number of homicides since 2005. Homicides are down 45%, robberies down 20%, burglaries 33%, and auto thefts down 39% year to date.
But while things may be looking better at the moment, history shows that they could go left at any moment, which is why security cameras were installed around 11th Street, with C4 Murder claiming in his interview with TJ Films that it's wartime on the block.
What about the cameras? They had them cameras up over there. They just did this shit on just what?
One can only hope that Mo P, C4, and all the other rappers mentioned in this video who are still alive will end up having long and successful careers, but in all seriousness, for that to become reality, likely the most important decision that they could take is to leave that city that made them, because it's dangerous for a rapper to stay in a city they came from, and perhaps nowhere is that more true than in St. Louis.
Exactly.
In South St. Louis, on Itasca Street, there's a hood known as 34I Block. Not very well known in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the city's chaotic gang wars, yet this hood has seemingly produced some of the most out-of-control examples in the city's new generation of gangsters and drill rappers. This hood, like others I've talked about, has historically repped the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips, which the new generation seemingly carry the torch for. However, the new generation of gangsters from this hood share very little with the OGs, who were originally under cohesive leadership, as in this day and age, there's a confusing number of different cliques with at least some connection to this hood. One of these is known as Veto Gang, which was actually founded in the honor of their former member Veto, real name Victor Williams, who I've mentioned before, with him dying under mysterious circumstances during a robbery murder of a rideshare driver all the way back in 2020, with some rumors even connecting the infamous shooter from 48 Shreve, Curry B, to this incident. However, Veto Gang is at least partly also known by another name, as Veto himself was seemingly a member of a clique known as the Big Grimy Gang, aka BGG, a clique that has an impressive roster of aspiring rappers, including guys like Big Grimy Shauno, Big Grimy Slim, and Big Grimy Murder. Unfortunately, at least 2 of these rappers have since been locked up, with Shauno's social media activity seemingly coming from behind bars over the past few years, while
Hey, man. Crazy. I'd have been insane, man. I ain't know St. Louis gets down like this, like crazy. I ain't know this, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't know this, that they get down crazy. They get down stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Murder's music aspirations would take a back seat in April 2023 when he was arrested for allegedly trafficking fentanyl.
A Cape Girardeau man faces drug trafficking and possession charges after authorities say they found fentanyl powder and pills along with cocaine at his apartment. Officers arrested 18-year-old Jimmy Hudson III after conducting that search around 8 this morning. According to court records, officers also found plastic bags, cell phones, cash, and ammunition. The powdered fentanyl in this case, 5.9 grams, is considered a potentially deadly form of the synthetic opioid. Hudson's being held on a $30,000 cash bond.
There's also a clique closely affiliated with BGG known as FHE, which also includes several rappers like FHE LeJ, FHE Rod, and FHEJ. These youngsters have grown up in an environment where losing people since a young age has become the norm, with one of them explaining to TJ Films how they've lost friends since just the 2nd grade.
You lost real partners in this man, real homeboys in this man. What up? 2nd grade. I'm talking about 2nd grade. So like, hold on, stop right there. Like in 2nd grade, like how they like change your way of like looking at life, like losing a partner, like
cause that straight up, cause I ain't gonna fake, cause like
do it make you move different? Like
I did everything with cuz.
Yeah, cause especially
cuz
you know they was standing on business gang, like especially that it gets done gang. It wasn't no.
Let me stand on business, you know.
Yeah.
None of that.
However, arguably the most reckless young generation of gangsters from this block are another affiliated clique who call themselves the Lockhead Gang, or LHG, and particularly dangerous was their rapper Ty4, who loved to tote the most outrageous guns in his music videos, like one particularly crazy looking ARP with a blue barrel and dual drum magazine that he carried religiously in almost every video. According to some Reddit sources, these youngsters have made the I Block one of the most hated hoods in the entire city, and they've also managed to make an impressive list of enemies along the way, including many of the cliques and hoods already mentioned in this video, with some Reddit commenters explaining that this gang is hated by pretty much the entire south side of St. Louis. However, these youngsters are also connected to the St. Louis County, as they would explain to TJ Films.
Everybody from the south side?
Nah, I'm a county. No,
tell them about the county. Tell them about the county.
My birth. Only reason I was in the county because my TT lived in the city and I really lived with her. But for me to go to school, my granny lived in the county, so I'm down the street from all these.
They're allegedly active particularly in the area next to the St. Louis Lambert International Airport, which is an area with a long history of gang activity. That's also the area where they seemingly have one of their...
They have gangs right by the gangs right by the airport. Is crazy.
Beefs with a clique known as BSG or 8400, who are also known for several up-and-coming rappers too, including guys like BSG La M and 84 Relo B. This clique allegedly operates off of Airport Road in the suburb of Berkeley, aka Burketown, which is one of the first areas in the metro St. Louis area where the Bloods from California actually set up shop in the late 80s when they arrived there to sell dope. The animosity between BSG and the alliance of gangs made up of Veto Gang, BGG, LHG, and FHE runs so deep that the beef would become a central theme in the music of rappers from each side, with Lockhead Gang calling their ops out on the 2023 track LHG Stuff, rapping F for BSG and declaring themselves 8400K. Ty4 would also drop solo songs around this time under the name Lockhead Gang Ty4, where he would once again seemingly aim his disses towards his BSG rivals, rapping how he's gonna pull up and give BSG La M 60 shots, as well as rapping how 84 Relo B saw Ty and his friend and started hopping fences to get away from them. But there were also seemingly subliminal disses going on too, because the entire beat of the song was actually taken from an old song belonging to BSG La M titled Demonstration. And unfortunately, while Ty4 and his partners were at war with the entire south side of St. Louis, it would be the beef that they were the loudest about that would ultimately end up being his downfall. On September the 4th, 2023, at around 10:20 p.m., police in the city of Ferguson, right next to Berkeley, responded to a call about a shooting near the intersection of South Florissant and Woodstock roads. When they arrived at the scene, they found 19-year-old Ty4, real name Tyron Marquise Hamilton, suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital, but later pronounced dead. The shooting had apparently taken place at the BP gas station located at the intersection, as Ty's op would soon post a story on Instagram showing a video of the police going through Ty's car there, together with a message saying how Ty had been doing all of that trolling, but now he was dead. This video would even show an ARP with a blue barrel resting on the top of Ty's car, this gun seemingly being the same one that he had been toting in all of his music videos, something that many Redditors immediately noticed. Someone in the Reddit comments would describe how they had seen a security camera footage of the events, saying how Ty's op had caught him at the gas station and let off around 5 to 6 shots.
5-6 shots to the head is insane.
Towards his head and neck. Sometime later, the security footage would make its way online, showing a wild scene where a man was standing between Ty's car and the gas station store, seemingly talking to Ty, who was inside the car, when the man suddenly pulled a gun and unloaded numerous shots inside the car. Members of the Lockhead Gang would send numerous tributes to Ty on social media, as well as wearing custom clothing paying tribute to him. Meanwhile, the following month after Ty's death, BSG rappers would come out with the song Fully Party, where they would throw shots at him, like the rapper Bucks 2, rapping how he heard that Ty got killed at the gas station and didn't even try and shoot back, going on to say that he was smoking him. Unfortunately, the bad karma in the streets of St. Louis doesn't take long to come back around again, and in this case, the next tragedy would strike in February of 2024, when on the 18th, La M and Relo would drop their most popular song so far, titled Bop 'Em, which now has a music video with over 350,000 views. In the song, they would diss someone for doing nothing after their friend was killed, as well as claiming that they were on every street and bragging about crashing on people from 85, this being a reference to the conflict that BSG has with another group from their area known as 84 8500 or Face Shot Gang, who La'em had formerly dissed with a dedicated diss song titled 85K. La'em and Rello would also diss their ops, telling them to check the stats and claiming to be up 5 bodies in the gang war, as well as dissing someone who dissed them and got shot in the head 2 days later. The track was also a direct reference to Curry B, aka Curry Bop, the rapper Mope's best friend, who had seemingly garnered enemies from both sides of the BSG and Lockhead beef, with La'em rapping how he's heard 1,000 diss songs, but nobody has been killed as get back for Curry. La'em was doing a whole lot of dissing towards his ops, but perhaps he should have been paying closer attention to those close to him, because only a few weeks after dropping that song, on the 29th of February, Ferguson police would respond to reports of shots fired in the 300 block of South Harvey Avenue at around 8:30 p.m, and arriving at the scene, they would find a victim in the driver's seat of a car suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. The victim would turn out to be BSG Lil M, but this time a suspect would also be
God damn. It's like when he's talking about it, the songs people drop is like they dying from the song. Ah, damn, man. So that they got their get back from what's his name? Ty 4. You know what I'm saying? I guess that was a get back for Ty 4, man.
Swiftly arrested, and this suspect would turn out to be none other than Lil M's close friend and fellow BSG rapper 84 Rello B, real name Daryl Taylor, who would be charged with not just killing Lil M, but also robbing him. And while Lil M's family was mourning the loss of their gifted son, who had just begun to get some motion with his music, his ops would be ecstatic, posting images where they claimed to be smoking on him, and one person who was particularly happy was Mo P, who would seemingly throw subliminal disses by subtly changing his profile picture on his Finsta account to a picture of Lil M. Meanwhile, Lockhead Gang has continued dropping music with their affiliates, with one of the members known on Instagram as Switchy LHG, seemingly taking the entire clique on his back by deciding to make his stage name in music simply Lockhead Gang, recently dropping songs like Slime Time with FHE LeJ, a video that sees members toting a gun arsenal that looks more at home in Call of Duty Warzone than the streets of St. Louis, and even using the actual sound of a switch firing as a sound effect on the song. On April the 20th, 2025, Lockhead Gang would also film a vlog with the popular St. Louis cameraman TJ Films, where TJ called them the hottest YNs in the city.
Hey, that's the YN smacking that shit whip.
Look, Cal, I want everybody to introduce because all y'all rapping, so I need everybody to tell them who y'all is.
The vlog would introduce the audience to several aspiring rappers from the squad, including Mr. Lockhead Gang himself, as well as rappers Whippy Fours, FHE Roud, FHE LeJ, and FHEJ. The vlog wasn't filmed in the South Side, but rather what appeared to be a random neighborhood in the city of Northwoods in St. Louis County, not far from the areas where both Ty 4 and Lil M would end up losing their lives. The location perhaps being chosen to poke at their ops, as during the vlog, they can even be seen FaceTiming one of their ops, showing them the exact location where they're filming the vlog in real time and daring them to pull up.
Carvey, he gonna be mad. Look, hold on, let me see if I can get my favorite boy on the phone.
So y'all can just talk to y'all ops just like that.
Watch how mad he is. Watch how mad he get. He just mad.
I don't know why.
We just called it today like that. We got a video shoot, game, pull it down.
It's Easter, so he shouldn't be mad on Easter, gang.
Yeah, watch how mad he get. Look. Hold on. Bro, just, what's up, gang? What you on, gang? Where y'all at? He happy as hell. Scrambling. Yeah. Hey, show $100 real quick for TJ. He say he want to see 100. Let me see your Glock. Let me see that. He say he want to see $100 real quick. Let me see your Glock, gang. Let me see your Glock. You want me to show you? Gang, ain't nobody ducking it. Let me flip the camera, gang. He don't even got traffic, gang. It ain't even worth it. Cuz he dropping lows to other. Like him drop lows to other. Don't push.
Hold on, TJ.
Bro,
look. This the goofies, right? Look. This the goofies, right? Look.
Bro, and these houses actually look nice. Like, got people living over there, man. Like,
yeah. Kenwood Drive.
Melba. Stop. Look, he hang up. That's what we do to Goose. He be bluffing. He's bluffing.
Just like that, gang.
Even after the call, they would continue to hang around that exact same street sign that they had just flashed to their ops, with TJ jokingly asking if they were nervous for the group to laugh it off, bragging that they were strapped and know how to shoot.
So y'all can maneuver like that, no cap. And y'all ain't nervous, y'all good, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. We gotta knock down the tower, gang. And every right here, gang, really shoot, gang. Like it's really.
But do y'all got aim though?
Tap this.
He said he got
Look, that's all I got to say.
However, the mood would get noticeably tense whenever a car approached the scene, as everyone could be seen clutching their guns and checking to see if the car's friendly.
Yeah, for real though.
And down there was like, damn, that's
yeah, they yelled it.
Come on, we know damn well they probably nervous. Come on, gang. You see a car, who wouldn't be nervous? Probably not nervous, but like check your surroundings. You see a car coming, come on, you know you gotta check it. Come on now. Come on now, you know, come on now, you know what's up, man. Come on now.
They would even make fun of the absurdity of this moment, joking how they might end up blowing somebody's granny down by accident, which almost sounds funny until you remember that stuff like that really does happen when you're living this lifestyle.
This is what they patrol.
He said that's somebody granny. They for the blow a granny.
They finna blow a granny down.
This video illustrated just how tense life is in the streets of St. Louis as a young gang member, with moments where they were filming a music video even being interrupted by abstract danger as all of these masked young'uns run in different directions and secure the perimeter when they think the ops are nearby.
Don't run, come this way. I'm gonna jump the gate and just jump off. Hold on, put that drink up here. Hey, what a book? Hit that gate, hit that gate.
Hell yeah, you gotta get out of
Yo, fake it, TJ, let us hop in your whip. They are just shook.
They would even inexplicably complain that the local residents were on some police stuff just because they had looked out their windows at them when they were out in the streets toting guns and dropping the low, with these dangerous YNs saying that they were just outside chilling.
Police ass neighbor just walked out again on some police. Like, that's all we out here chilling, gang.
Nah, for real.
Acting like we out here burning up. We chilling, gang.
Bro, come on, man. You sitting there dropping it low. Come on, of course they're gonna be checking, my nigga. That's where they live. They don't want to hear no gunshots and accidentally get hit with a straight. No, come on now.
For real.
At one point, FHEJ would explain that after traveling to Miami, he actually realized that he needed a vacation from the gang war to relieve the tension, with him actually explaining how he went to the beach for the first time in his life and realized that people really do need to relieve their minds, because if they don't relieve that pressure, they'll end up crashing out in the streets.
I mean, hibachi. I'm going on a roller coaster, riding the scooters in the sand. Yeah, I went to the beach for the first time in my life. I took my socks off and started running this.
No cap.
Now, this really spoke to me, as it's hard to imagine never going to the beach in your entire life. And it just makes you think how much better these gang conflicts could be if only some of these young men had better opportunities and experiences that broadened their horizons. This vlog also showed the members paying tribute to fallen members and displaying Typhoon's picture.
That's hard.
While FHEJ would also show what appeared to be a picture of a dead enemy in their coffin while smoking towards the camera. Throughout the vlog, the members would display visible switches on their guns, illegal modifications that turn semi-automatic weapons into fully automatic killing machines, something that appears to be a norm even in a city like St. Louis, where the gun laws are already extremely relaxed. During the vlog, Lockhead Gang would actually film the music video for the song Make a Wish. The video opened with a clip of them smoking on a deceased op and showing a picture of an op in a coffin on a phone, that same footage that Jay had displayed during the vlog. And the lyrics of the song would be back-to-back disses towards fallen enemies and recounting violent incidents. Referencing drills, for example, rapping about apparently catching someone slipping who got killed by a gay. They would claim to smoke someone called Baby J and talked about people getting killed trying to meet girls. They would describe someone getting shot and trying to crawl away, and as the song continued with a roll call of their deceased enemies, dissing Lil D, Treyon, Lil M, Moody, and Joneski, the story of Lockhead Gang really drives home just how senseless and out of control some of these youngsters on the streets of St. Louis really can be. But this is the mentality that spread all over the United States and the world at large. Drill music has become a global phenomenon, and nowadays every single hood in the entire world has a group of hustlers and killers, some of whom who rap and make music, and that music has become the battle cries of a real-life, ongoing, deadly gang war. It's a double-edged sword when arguably the music represents one of the only tangible ways that some of these young men might be able to find a way out of the streets and into a legitimate career, but on the other hand, the music itself has arguably intensified the violence and amplified the tit-for-tat back and forths that had already been going on in the streets for decades. Learning more about St. Louis, it really made me realize just how little that life is truly valued in the modern day streets. But at the same time, this story has also made me have a lot of hope for all of these promising young men who have come out of some of these horrible situations and actually begun building careers for themselves as artists, giving them something positive to do outside of the streets. I know a lot of the music coming out of these cities, drill scenes, is extremely negative, but I think it's important to focus on the potential positive outcomes that can come from having a hit drill song. So I truly pray that all of the rappers that I've mentioned in this video who are still alive and still have their freedom will survive the streets of St. Louis and go on to have long and successful careers. But unfortunately, for that to become reality, some of those people are going to have to leave the streets behind, and perhaps even the city of St. Louis. It's been tragic seeing artists like FBG Duck and Foolio lose their lives as a result of staying so close to the real-life gang wars that they rap about. St. Louis is truly one of the most dangerous and deadly cities in the entire of the United States, but it seems like over the years that pressure has truly made some diamonds. I'm praying for this generation of St. Louis rappers to make something positive out of this opportunity, and I hope that this video shines a spotlight on not just the insane violence going on in this remarkably volatile city, but also the insane level of talent coming out of it that hopefully inspires yet another generation to do even better. I hope you found that video interesting. I enjoyed researching it, and until the next one, peace out and rest in peace to all of those who lost their lives.
Amen. Shout out to Traveler Ross, man. We're finally done with this documentary. It took me about a couple of days to finish it, but we finished it, man. I'm gonna say RP to everybody that lost their life in this documentary that he said. And man, hope people that's still lots of that's in St. Louis rapping. Y'all stay alive, man. Get out St. Louis, man, and try to have a better life with the rapping stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, if y'all join that, man, if y'all like that, man, let me know down below, man. Comment down below, like, subscribe, and run around to 3K subs, man. I know what's up, man. See you guys later, man. Peace.